Welcome on in, everybody, to Knicks Media. I am Richie, and the Knicks take on the Detroit Pistons for Game 6. Tonight in Detroit, a chance to move on to the second round to face off against the Boston Celtics, and I'm here to break down all you need to know for these New York Knicks heading into this game. I'm excited to talk about it because I was at the game Tuesday at the Garden, and I'm still a little salty that we are not advanced by now. I think that's what every Knicks fan expectation was, is that we'll win this series in 5. But these Detroit Pistons, they are not a team to just look over, okay? They are playing tough. They're playing with a lot of that grit that they want it. You can tell that this team wants it. This Detroit roster, they're playing hard, bro. And it's up to this Knicks team to want it more. Which team wants it more, man? And the Knicks are going to have to prove that they want it more. I was at the game Tuesday at the Garden, and the Knicks had that game in the bag. It was back and forth. Pistons were controlling majority of the game, but the Knicks kept clawing back, tied it up, took a 1-point lead at one point, but then Jaylen Brunson and Josh Hart get injured on the same exact play. They both sub out of the game, and they're trying to get sub back in, but there's no timeout called or no dead ball to get them checked in. And the Knicks had one timeout at the time, so Tibbs did not want to use his last timeout. But you look at it from at this point, you wish they did, because those are two very important pieces of this Knicks team down the stretch, especially the man who just hoisted up the Clutch Player of the Year trophy before the game. You need your Clutch Player of the Year on the court in the last 3 minutes. And you saw the clip, I'm sure, of Jaylen Brunson rolling his ankle on the court. I mean, it was very unfortunate to see exactly what happened to Jaylen Brunson and Josh Hart. But that's not, a big reason why. The only reason why we lost the game, you look at everything that led up to that point. The Knicks were losing the majority of the game. The Pistons just played phenomenal defense. Jaylen Brunson didn't have his game. He didn't have his game. And we have grown to get used to Jaylen Brunson being excellent. And when he's not at his excellence, it's a little like, what? Where's that JB excellence that we all have grown to fall in love with? Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm expecting a Jaylen Brunson masterclass tonight. I think that Jaylen Brunson is destined to go off. When he has an off night in the playoffs, he always comes back with vengeance. And it's not like this is someone that's never played well in the NBA postseason. We're talking about Jaylen Brunson, who scored 4 straight games with 30+. The first player since Michael Jordan to do that. The only player in NBA history to start off a playoff series with 30 and 7 assists. So I have all the confidence in the world that Jaylen Brunson's ankle is going to be okay, and he is going to be the reason why we win this basketball game tonight. He's going to hit the clutch shots when we need him to. He is going to take his game up to a new level like we've grown accustomed to with him. So I'm excited about JB. You guys sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts of Jaylen Brunson. Do you think he is going to go off tonight? Or do you think there's a world where he doesn't need to go off and we can win without JB having his usual game? Newsflash, we need JB to have his game. You look at what the Detroit Pistons have done lately, man. Their defensive game plan against the Knicks have definitely been something to keep an eye on. Thompson matching up against JB, it's been tough. They've been keeping their hands and keeping Jaylen Brunson physical the entire series. They're not letting Brunson get comfortable at all. Whenever he touches the ball, they're full court pressing him. They're not allowing him to just walk up the court. Like, this is what the playoffs are about. And JB has proven that he can withstand that. He usually just contains all the stamina and waits for the moments that you need to the most, which is the fourth quarter, to win the basketball game. But I think there has to be some proper adjustments tonight for the Knicks from an offensive standpoint against their defense, because the Knicks defense, it hasn't been perfect, but it's been pretty well. It's been doing pretty good. I think the reason why we're not winning that game last Tuesday was more of our offense than defense. I think the defense is doing pretty well, man. It's done pretty well. These guys have to come out punching early, man. Don't give these guys any hope. And I cannot agree with that more. I cannot agree, because you talk about a team with confidence now all of a sudden. That is the Detroit Pistons. They're back on their home court. They have an opportunity to force a Game 7. Are you kidding me? They have an opportunity to force a Game 7. they are going to do everything they possibly can to force a game 7. And I think that if you're the Knicks, you have to go out there and you have to be able to withstand your rhythm. You have to go out there and stay confident, bro. And you look at what the Knicks are all about. This Knicks team needs to stay on their rhythm of confidence. And you look at what makes the Knicks, right? The Detroit Pistons, they're inexperienced. They're young. They're finding themselves in the NBA playoffs. And if we let them get hot early, do you know how much of a hole it's going to take for us to dig out of? It's going to take a little bit, man. It's going to take a little bit. So I'm looking at Jaylen Brunson in this game to really level it all up. Now, another player I wanted to talk about that deserves some love is Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns definitely deserves to be talked about because he was not really there in Game 5. He hit a big shot in the 4th, but outside of that, he wasn't aggressive, and it feels like it's a hit or miss with him. We need Big Cat to level up his game and to go off, bro. We have so much talent on this team to the point where Karl-Anthony Towns needs to be more aggressive, okay? You can argue Muel Bridges is the X factor tonight. And I think that's a good point too because Ben says Muel Bridges being the X factor is an interesting take. You look at what Muel Bridges has done, man, this series. He struggles and misses all the shots, and then he starts hitting the shots when you need him to the most in the 4th quarter. If we can get Muel Bridges to start playing consistent basketball from the opening tip, come on, man. Malik Beasley's going out there calling out Muel Bridges on Twitter. What did he say? Somebody tweeted like Muel's going to drop 44 on you, and then he quote tweeted it saying, 44 minutes? I would love if Muel Bridges can be the MVP tonight. Drop 30+, Knicks win. That's supposed to be what makes this Knicks team dangerous, is the ability to have so many weapons to be worried about. To be worried about Jaylen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns. It's Muel Bridges this night. OG Anunoby. All right? Josh Hart. Like, our depth and our starting 5 is as deep as anybody in the league. Not everybody in the league has the star power the Knicks have at the starting 5. But, of course, you have to weigh it with the lack of depth off the bench. The Knicks have not really had a lot of bench play successfully in the playoffs. But I do have to give somebody credit who came off the bench last game, who was an absolute dog. Mr. Mitchell Robinson. Tom Thibodeau better keep Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson on the court together in this game. You're seeing the big man duo being a trend around the league, right? It's all around the league. You got the Thunder replicating it with Hartenstein and Chet. You got the Cavaliers doing it with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Very successful. Extremely successful, man. And we got to be able to do that, man. We got to be able to withstand it. And now, the Timberwolves, Julius Randle and Gobert, we have Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. Them on the court, it makes a big impact. And it was a plus, I'm pretty sure. You look at what the Knicks did with both of them on the court, it was nothing but positive stuff. So I hope that Thibodeau makes the proper adjustments and has both of those players on the court together at the same exact time more often. I'm noticing the rhythm of Tom Thibodeau's rotations in the playoffs is as follows. The starting 5 starts for the first quarter. With like a halfway point, you sub somebody out like a Bridges or an OG for a Cameron Payne or a Deuce and a Mitch. And then the start off the second quarter, you sub Cat out in the first quarter for Mitchell Robinson. But then Tibbs loves to start the second quarter with the lineup of the bench, which is Mitchell Robinson on the court with Cat, Muel Bridges, Cameron Payne, and Deuce McBride. That's a lineup, man. You got 3 players on the bench with Muel Bridges and Cat. And you look at what Tom Thibodeau has proven that he likes, right? He likes a shortened rotation. And when you have a shortened rotation like the Knicks are running with right now with 7 players, you're always going to have 2 starters on the court at all times. And I think that's the philosophy that Thibodeau's been working with. Has it been working? I don't know, man, because that's a struggle. The Knicks with that lineup needs to get into a rhythm. Now, there's another element to the Knicks that I need to talk about that needs to be improved tonight in order for them to win this basketball game. Starting off the second half, because the Knicks had a controllable lead at halftime, and then they blew it again. The Knicks come out in the third quarter slow, lethargic. It feels like every game this series, even the games they've won this series, they come off the third quarter asleep. It's like they're resting at halftime. I don't know what exactly is going on at halftime, but they come off in the third quarter and they're dead. And we just let the Pistons just go on a quick 8-0 run, and then we got a quick timeout, and that's that. That can't happen. That cannot happen if you're Tom Thibodeau. So I'm hopeful that we make the proper adjustments and Tibbs can please get this team ready to go. And I know everyone's blaming Tibbs and blaming Tibbs, but at the same time, man, we got to also hold our own players accountable. You feel me? Let's hold our own players accountable. And that starts with Jaylen Brunson, the captain, the leaders of this team. And I think that you look at what they're capable of. We know what they're capable of. They won 51 regular season games. That's not a fluke. And the Detroit Pistons, they're a fun story. But let's end this series tonight in Detroit. It's already too far into the series. Us Knicks fans expected this series to be done. And that's not a knock on Detroit. That's just a standpoint of being the third seed and our expectations with our Knicks team, right? I think the Pistons fan base, they should be fired up about their squad. They have nothing but upside and nothing but exciting things down the line in the future. But now that the Knicks have to go into a game 6, let me remind everybody of this as well, if you forgot. Last year, the Knicks went into game 5 at MSG against the Philadelphia 76ers up 3-1 with a chance to close it out on our home court. The Knicks had a chance to close out the series at home. And they failed. They lost game 5. They lost the game, and we had to go into Philadelphia for a game 6 to close the series out, to avoid going back home for a game 7. And that's exactly what happened. The Knicks won. The Knicks won the game on the road to seal the series. So I think the Knicks are going to do the same thing all over again. We're going to see history repeat itself for the Knicks in round 1. I still got confidence the Knicks are going to win tonight. Now, are there things to be concerned about? Yes, of course there is. The main concern I have is the will and the grit and the passion. Where is that? I'm used to seeing a Knicks basketball team that is out hustling, showing their grit, showing their tenacity. We need to see more of that. And it starts with setting the tone early, bro. Don't play scared. Don't play stagnant. I don't like when the Knicks are dribbling the ball too much. When Jaylen Brunson takes it up the court, he's getting blitzed and double-teamed. He passes it off. He gets the ball back. There's 10 seconds left in the shot clock. And then he's one-on-one, has to take a difficult shot, misses. We can't have that. We got to play our brand of basketball. Run fast in transition. Move the ball. Move off the ball. And have fun. The Knicks are at their best when you see them having fun offensively. And that has been the struggle of this Knicks playoff series. It's been the offense, not the defense. I think the defense has been pretty good. Hasn't been phenomenal. We could definitely improve. But I think they're limiting Cade Cunningham. They're allowing guys around them to beat him instead of Cade. Like, I think defensively is not the issue for this Knicks team. It's their offense penetrating that Detroit tough defense, bro. And they got a good defensive game plan for us. They are matching up Thompson on Brunson. They are getting all over him. They're double teaming him. They're not allowing Brunson to get comfortable early. And then you look at the rest of the team. They are not allowing Cat to get into the paint. They're very handsy. They're very physical. This is a grueling physical series. This is what NBA playoffs are about. Nothing is given in this league. Nothing is given. You got to earn every single victory in the playoffs. They cannot go into any game think we got this, bro. This team's young, they're inexperienced, we got it. Nah, bro. The Knicks got to play like there's everything to lose because we are expected to win this series. Even if you take it to 7, that's a loss. If we lose tonight and then beat the Pistons in 7 at home, and then we lose in 5 to the Celtics, people are going to say this was a failed season for the Knicks. 100%. Like, what are we getting from that? Taking the Pistons to 7 and then losing to the Celtics in 4 or 5 or maybe 6, right? I mean, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow for Knicks fans. And I don't want to look past the Pistons and look into the Boston series yet because we still got to take care of business. There's a chance we even lose this series. We just got to lose. If we lose 2 games in a row, we lost the series. I mean, it's not impossible. I'm hopeful that's not going to happen. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm just going past. And I think that the Detroit Pistons have more confidence in themselves. I feel like they understand that they are playing the better basketball this series. And I'm just going to keep it real, man. It feels like Detroit has been wanting it more, playing tougher, hitting those shots. But then at the end of the day, it feels like the Knicks come out and just steal these wins in the clutch. Right? They just come out there and steal it. Those Cat threes and those shots that Cat was hitting. I mean, even the shots that the Knicks hit on Tuesday's game with Karl-Anthony Towns shot with 3 minutes to go. And then when the game was over, that shot that Bridges hit and then that shot that OG hit, those are magical shots. Unfortunately, didn't end up to do anything. But man, we got to get this Knicks team on a rhythm. And I think a fast start's important. They can't keep being down by 10, 12 points in the first or second quarter of the game, man. Or even the third quarter. Like, why are the Knicks always down in these games? They got to make their adjustments because this Knicks team has to go out there and make a statement, bro. They got to make a statement tonight, man. And that's what it comes down to, bro. Like, this Knicks team, us fans have such high expectations. And they are going out there and can barely even beat the Pistons. Now, listen, we're up 3-2. We have a chance to close the series. If we were down 3-2, it would be more scary. Obviously, we're not on the face of elimination. The Pistons are. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to have a statement win at one point. All 3 of the wins the Knicks have, I guess game 1, the Knicks won on a crazy 21-0 run, and they kind of blew them out in the fourth quarter. But outside of the first game of the series, there's no convincing fashion blowout win by the Knicks. Right? We have to go out there and I'm not going to sit here and say we got to blow them out. I'll take a buzzer-beating win for all I care. But we have to make it look like this team is confident. We're also healthy because I think there's a lot of people that's skeptical of the Knicks keeping their team together for the long run of this playoff run. Every game. That's why this game was not supposed to be played. In a perfect world, we win game 5 and we have a lot of time for rest. The Boston Celtics, they don't got to play a game. They get to rest and kick up their feet and watch another big playoff game that's going to take more wear and tear on the bodies of the Knicks while the Celtics get to sit and wait for their opportunity to take on one of these 2 teams on Monday for game 1. Because game 1 of round 2 is Monday. So if you want to get at least some type of extended rest, you got to win this game. If you don't win this game, you got to go to Saturday for game 7. There's no rest involved for either team. So this is their last chance to get rest. We don't want to play at the Garden for another week. We want to play at the Garden for game 3 in round 2. That's the goal, man. Got to take it one game at a time. And you look at the matchups for tonight, I'm looking at OG at an OB. He's been kind of quiet offensively. Even though I would say Tuesday, did he lead the Knicks in scoring? What am I saying? He looked really good, actually. He was the only guy that looked good offensively. Because you look at what the box score was for the Knicks in game number 5. Yeah, OG led the way with 19. Wow. What a brutal box score, man. I'm just looking at I'm looking at the box score from game 5 right now. This is the most balanced attack. Not one Knick scored 20 points. Not one Knick scored 20 points. That's absurd, bro. The leading scorer is OG with 19 points. And then you got Bridges with 17, Cat with 17, Brunson with 16, Hart with 15. Mitch was awesome. Mitchell Robinson was fantastic off the bench. A team high +9, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. That's what we need from Mitch, man. That's what we're talking about. 23 minutes, which is a good amount. Good amount of minutes, too. So, not one player cracked 20 points. We're not going to win basketball games like that. That's a crazy balance. That's the most balanced game I've ever seen. They still scored 103 points, which is wild. You score 103 points, and not one player cracks 20. So I'm looking at one of these guys to break out 100%. Deuce McBride needs a breakout. If there was one guy, it needs to be Deuce McBride, because he was a huge reason why the Knicks had so much success last year in the Philadelphia series, 100%. And we're missing that spark off the bench. We're missing that spark off the bench. And Deuce McBride is supposed to bring that. When Deuce gets checked in, man, where is his, he does not shy away from shooting the rock, though. I will say that. Every time he checks in, he's letting it fly. And I love that. He's got to keep shooting. The way you shoot out of slumps is keep shooting. He comes in, shoots a 3, and hopefully the first shot he hits tonight, it goes in because he can gain some confidence. Because Deuce is such a big component of when Jaylen Brunson's on the bench, we need scoring, man. And it starts with Deuce. Can Cameron Payne be the hero? Payne was the hero in game 1. We're going to need another hero tonight. JB, Cat, who's it going to be? This is what the NBA playoffs is about, bro. It's about adjustments. It's a game of runs. Who's going to go on the run first? The Knicks have not had a double-digit lead in this series since for the fourth quarter in game 1. That's sad. And fact check me on that. I don't know if that's true, but it feels like that way. Right? Feels like that. We need to play with a sense of urgency. We had an extremely slow start in game 5. And the urgency starts with setting the tone, being aggressive. Like the first offensive possession of the game was a shot clock violation. That can't happen, bro. You can't have a shot clock violation. You can't have that. So I think that's what it means by setting the tone. The Pistons, they set a tone. They came into our garden and beat us twice on our home floor. The Detroit Pistons beat the Knicks twice at home. In New York. The Pistons are playing the better team in this series, even though we're up 3-2 and we're up 3-1. If that's what it feels like, even though you look at the numbers, it's not the case. So the Knicks got to take care of business tonight, man, because Knicks fans do not want to have to go into a game 7, bro. That's way too stressful. Come on, man. We do not want to experience it at game 7 at the Garden. No way. Listen, game 7s are awesome from a basketball fan perspective, but as a Knicks fan, no thank you. I like to pass on that, and I think you guys will agree with me. So, not one player on the Knicks dropped 20 points in game 5. I'm hopeful that 2 or 3 Knicks will score 20 tonight. Brunson, Towns, and either OG or Bridges has to get you to 20. That's what we've been doing all year. There's no reason why we're stopping now. They have to adjust to the defense. The beauty of the NBA playoffs is you play the same team, the same players, the same system over and over and over again, which means adjustments can be made. So it's up to the coaching staff and these players to understand how to attack this defense. I'm waiting for them to do it, and they haven't done it yet. If they can't penetrate this defense, guess what's waiting next series if we even advance? That defense is for real. And the Pistons, they got youth. Thompson is a young, long beast that is doing his best to be all over Brunson. I think that they got to try to get Thompson in foul trouble. I know that may sound like a soft way to do it, but bro, if I'm Brunson, I'm attacking early, bro. I'm attacking, get him up in the air, draw some fouls, get him frustrated. And also another thing, we cannot get into foul trouble ourselves. I know the whistle has been not in our favor. You know, of course, we had the favorable whistle on game 4, game 5. You can argue, but we can't let the refs be a factor in this game. And the way you do that is by you hit your shots. If you are contested, you hit it still. Be unselfish. Play within the structure of the offense. Trust your teammates. Play fast. Play with a sense of urgency. If you do all those things, I don't care what the referees do. I don't care what calls they miss or make. Another thing are the free throws. 100%. What's going on with the free throws, man? We got to hit the free throws, bro. That was another element of the game that was lacking. The Knicks were 16 of 27 from the free throw line. What is that about? Mitchell Robinson, you get a pass, 3 for 7. I get it. You're not a free throw shooter. Deuce, 0 for 2. Brunson, 7 for 10. 70% is not good. Jaylen will tell you that himself. Got to hit the free throws, man. Got to hit the free throws. Easy points that they're giving you. And you look at the Pistons, right? They had Thompson get 22 points on an efficient 8 of 10 from the field. Their entire starting 5 was plus. And their entire bench was minus. So it seems like there's a trend for the Pistons. They win with their starting 5 on the court. They lose with their... Oh, my God. This is wild stuff, man. So we shall see where it's all going to go, man. We shall see. I'm excited, man. I am expecting the Knicks to come out on top in tonight's game, okay? I got the Knicks clicking. Jaylen Brunson drops a 30-piece. Karl-Anthony Towns drops 25. OG gets you 20. Bridges gets you a cool 16. And the Knicks are going to win in convincing fashion, 124-110. That's my prediction. Let's go, Knicks. I expect them to close the door on the Detroit Pistons tonight. And if they don't, we'll be ready for Game 7 at Madison Square Garden. You look at what makes this Knicks team great. It's their ability to show their resiliency. When adversity strikes, the Knicks have been playing at their best all season. Whenever the Knicks get in a little iffy situation in the regular season, they start losing some games. There's some injuries that start stockpiling up. The Knicks bounce back with vengeance and always come through. And I expect the same thing in this series to finish it off. I got Knicks in 6. I got Jaylen Brunson reminding the world why he is the NBA Clutch Player of the Year. Give me Knicks in 6 over the Pistons, and let's get ready for Boston. Knicks fans, let me know your thoughts right now in the chat. Love to hear what you guys have to say. We're live on Bleacher Report. We're going to sign off here. Peace out. Love you all. And we're still live on YouTube. My boy Keith in the house saying Dolan needs to lower ticket prices so all the real rowdy diehards in the city can afford it. Get the real fans in the building. Yeah, those tickets are wild, brothers. Are you kidding me? I hate the prices. I think that at this point, I don't think it's Dolan. People buy the tickets and resell them. So it's fans. And maybe they're not fans. Maybe they're just business people trying to make a buck. And I understand why they're super expensive. They are definitely it's a good time. And if Ben, are you still in the chat? Just want to give you a thank you real quick to the $5 super chat. Really do appreciate the $5 dono from Ben and also from Keith the Change. I wanted to give back to the community by gifting 5 Knicks Media members. Shout out to Knicks Galaxy for being a member for a month. We appreciate you and appreciate all the Knicks fans supporting me here on the channel. Knicks in 6, baby. We will see you guys later. Love you guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. See you later. Let's go, Knicks. I'm out. Peace.